What's up, Arizona? Happiness is a choice as always. Go out and make it a great day. You're watching 12 Sports tonight on 12+. I'm Cameron Cox. We're going to catch up with the rest of the crew here in just a moment. Every week, thank you so much for coming to hang out with us, talking all things Arizona sports. As always, we're going to tell you the important stories, the ones that matter, and as always, introduce you to people that inspire. This is 12 Sports Tonight, Arizona's OG and longest running sports show, streaming on 12+. Here we go.
Talk the top sports story of the day with Cam.
Guys, how's it going?
Yeah, we're doing very well. Brand new basketball coach. How about this?
Yeah, finally we get a chance to meet him, right? Of course, it's been a little bit since he's been hired. He's battled some serious health issues. But let me tell you something. People at ASU are very excited about this because finally the basketball program feels like they got a local guy that can help rally the valley a little bit more, activate it a little bit more. And he's got a pretty good basketball team, too, coming in. We finally got a chance to meet new men's basketball coach Randy Bennett, a packed house to say hello to Coach. Of course, his introductory press conference was delayed 6 weeks because of a serious health situation that landed him in the Mayo Clinic for 10 days. Bennett calls this his dream job, went to Westwood High School, played for his dad at Mesa Community College. He grew up in the heyday of ASU basketball, believes he can bring the program back to the national spotlight. He did that for 25-plus years at St. Mary's. He'll turn 64 in June, and as long as he stays healthy, he plans to coach here a long time.
Thank God for Mayo Clinic. That's the one thing I know. I don't know where I'd be without them. Trainer at ASU got me from the hotel that morning about 5:30 and off to Mayo Clinic I went, and they took care of me from there. In 2 weeks, I wasn't in the office after being in the hospital for 10 days. So now I'm catching my stride and able to work long days. We've gotten a lot done in 5 weeks, and so I feel good now.
I think we're very fortunate that he was in Tempe in the Valley the Tuesday afternoon that he arrived in. That afternoon started not feeling so well, so we kind of shut down the day from that point. By the next morning, we knew he needed some medical attention. John Anderson, our trainer, did an incredible job kind of just identifying the situation. We got Mayo Clinic involved, and as Coach mentioned, he's back on his feet. No limitations moving forward, and so just grateful that he was in the Valley at the time that he was here.
Yeah, I guess guys being at the right place, right time, they were able to get the coach pretty quickly. I mean, a serious situation. Was in a hospital for 10 days. You know, it's been 6 weeks now since he was hired. Coach says he feels fine, back to normal. The days are normal. Everything's good to go. He's hired a great staff. Like, on his staff are coaches that could be head coaches at other D1 programs. So ASU basketball just signed one of the top transfer classes in the entire country.
Nice.
So he's got a good class coming in, too, as well. Coach says he feels fine. He's kind of ready to rock and roll. Health issues are hopefully behind him, and now they can get this program going in the right direction.
You know, we're one of the biggest universities in the country. We're in this beautiful place where when you're playing basketball, it's 75 degrees outside. Everybody else, it's snowing. I've always been amazed that we haven't had a better basketball team.
And you know, it was really impressive when Coach Bennett, his dad was there. He had some of his high school teammates there, you know, from the 70s at Westwood High School was there. So it was cool to see the community support show up. But he started rattling off the history of ASU basketball. Didn't skip a beat. Like when he was a teenager, that was the heyday. That's when they were winning conference championship. He knows the history, knows what ASU basketball used to be. He understands that this valley produces a lot of great basketball players. We've seen a few go to the NBA here recently. He knows that if he can just keep those guys here and start building and showing off that recruiting that made St. Mary's so good, this thing can get rocking and rolling. Just like the women team has done, just like Kenny Dillingham has done with the football team. Hopefully the men's basketball team is next.
Hopefully bring it back.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right.
Welcome back. Time for sports with Cam Cox. And Cam, the Mercury kind of spoiled us last year. They got to the finals, and now fans want to see him go back again.
And Mark, listen, being a media day today, that was my biggest takeaway, right? Of course, Mercury Media Day kind of kicks off the season, right? And one thing is clear with this team, boy, do they expect to be back in the finals once again. Alyssa Thomas back leading the Mercury. Gone is leading scorer Satu Sabali. Some injury news. Sammy Whitcomb going to miss 4 to 6 weeks after knee surgery. The season begins on Saturday at Vegas. It's a rematch from October when, of course, the Aces swept the Mercury for the title. Players like Kalia Copper could have signed elsewhere, but chose to come back. Unfinished business, and payback starts in Game 1.
Give her back the mic. Tell me what you think. I just got swept, right? We just got swept. Just swept. You would have some motivation too, right? That's big time. 1,000%. A hurt piece, you know, to end our season like that. So, yeah, like we want to get that one.
I wouldn't say it's a chip on our shoulder. I think for us, it's the start of a new season, a start for us to set the tone on how we wanted to play this year.
I saw this morning some national media picked us to be the 7th best team in our league. Like, when we look in the mirror, we don't see that. We see a team that's playing for a championship.
Here with Mercury star Kahleah Copper. Ka, this offseason you had the chance to sign with other teams, but you decided to come back to Phoenix. Why was coming back to the Mercury the right move for you?
One, I think I had unfinished business as a competitor. But most importantly, the people. I think the people make this organization. It's one of the best organizations in the league. And it kind of feels like home. So I was just like, why not? Why not?
Was the unfinished business a product of how last season ended, a successful year, but just short in the finals?
Yeah, and not too much of a disappointment. Nobody expected us to do what we did last year with the roster that we had. I only played half the year. It was just a lot of moving parts. So for me, it was about, like I said, unfinished business.
I don't think people truly appreciate just how much basketball you've played in the past few months between Unrivaled and then the FIBA World Cup qualifying tournament. What were those experiences like, and what has it done for your game as you get ready for the WNBA season?
It's been good. Unrivaled is just cool. You get to continue to work on your game. But then, not knowing how the season was going to go, if we were going to have it. So being able to play during the FIBA window was good just for my mental, just to stay in shape. And stay ready for the season. So that was incredible just to, play with other great players again and still be able to be me.
Nate Tibbetts is the head coach of that Team USA squad. How close have you gotten to him over the past few years? You talk about this place feeling like home, feeling like family. You played a lot of basketball with him. How's that relationship evolved between the two of you?
It's been amazing just to see us grow like every single year. Like we always talk about, it's so much more than basketball, but we do get to share basketball, so that's amazing. But, just to have him at Team USA when Kara had to leave was amazing because, as a player, you just get that familiarity, that just being comfortable. I know he's going to let me play my game, and I was just able to have success.
Did he appreciate you rocking his college jersey in South Dakota ahead of the game in Sioux Falls?
Yeah, that was big time. I think, we didn't talk about it enough. I think that was a big thing for him. He tried to play it cool a lot, just saying, it's cool. Like, y'all are never coming back to South Dakota, but it was a big thing for him. So we had to track the jersey down. We did. So shout out to his mom and his brother for doing that for me because it was amazing.
So that was a game-used college jersey that he actually wore back in the day.
That was actually his jersey, and that was actually his gym bag.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, you rocked it well. We'll get you out of here on this. You just finished up your 10th year in the WNBA. This is your 11th season. Your first 4 years you started as a reserve, and now you're the face of this franchise. I know it's far from finished, but how do you reflect on the journey that it's been and the career you've put together?
I'm super grateful to be able to be one of the few players that have had to grow into a franchise player. I think that's what makes me so different. Makes my experience so different. Nothing was ever handed to me. I literally had to work for everything. So now I'm just kind of enjoying the fruits of my labor and my patience and just the work that I put in. So I'm grateful.
Ka, thanks so much for the time.
Thanks.
We all know the Suns season is over, so what's next? Well, owner Matt Ishbia tells 12 Sports that there will be no big trade or move this offseason. They're going to be patient, let this young core grow together. The new buzzword this offseason is continuity. For GM Brian Gregory, it's the old buzzword that set the foundation for success.
I'm going to say it. We're aligned. Okay? We're aligned. You guys knew that was coming sometime today.
Congrats on the season, getting the Suns back into the playoffs. Listen, we joked before the year about alignment. I'm sure you heard a lot of it. To see it pay off, what's that like? And what did you learn about yourself in your first year in the job that maybe everything you believed in, it worked?
Well, I think you have to have that belief to start. I think one of the best things that I learned, I don't know everything, and that's good. You know what I mean? That's okay. And you know what you know, and you concentrate on that. I was fortunate to know enough about basketball to pick a great head coach in Jordan Ott, did enough research and studying the film and all the things that are important to us to bring in some players that made a huge impact for us. But the credit goes to the players on a daily basis, buying into that new identity, that new culture, how we're going to play, and to J.O. and his staff in terms of not only implementing it, but giving our guys, as you always talk about, the freedom to be themselves out there and to perform with great intensity and passion. I thought success came from those.
Things you don't see about Brian Gregory is he's at every practice. He travels with the team. He talks to the players. He builds a relationship with everyone. He's done an amazing job. When we talk about, we're not going to do things like everybody else. Oh, he didn't have the 37 years of NBA experience, but you know what he has? He has heart, he cares, and he works his off.
I would agree with everything you guys said. This team was a lot of fun to watch. Fans definitely said that a lot. I want to ask you about two guys that fans always asked about, Rasheer Fleming and Kaman Malawach. Why did they not play more, and what kind of growth do they need to take in year two?
Yeah, it's hard. You see sometimes the rookies that play a lot of minutes are playing on teams that, quite frankly, aren't very good, aren't trying to win games. We're trying to win every game. And we want to compete every minute that we're out there. And with that is a growth process for the younger guys. But you saw between some early season games where they got some minutes, our practices, our daily approach with their development, them being completely okay and actually wanting to play in some Valley Suns games to get some playing time. When they were called upon, they were ready for it. So that's a huge growth point for both of them, and I think they're going to capitalize on that and use that as a springboard to a great summer and even a better second year.
BG, you guys have created some expectation again here in the Valley. What's that like, knowing that fans are back on board with this team and the direction you guys are heading?
I really appreciate the fans. You know, I said they could have been skeptical, but they believed, and it showed in the fact that every game was a sellout again. And we're okay with higher expectations because whatever those are, they're not nearly what we want to accomplish. So we have to drive. We have to drive ourselves as players, as front office, as coaches to be better. Because although I'm very proud of the year, we have to do better. And I think the next step through that, continuity and through the player development piece, the internal development that I think we're going to emphasize, we're going to put us in a good spot.
All right, back to Ildemaro Vargas. Before the game today, he said there are no plans to rest after winning the National League Player of the Month. He said he's never taken the easy path and doesn't think it's an option now. His hit streak was the second longest in D-backs team history, the longest in the MLB in 7 years. It took 10 years, but at long last, baseball is infatuated with Ildemaro.
And again, Ildemaro Vargas.
For the first month of the season, he was unstoppable, the inevitable and improbable Ildemaro Vargas, a career journeyman who just took baseball on a joyride.
He got everybody's attention in Major League Baseball, right? It was national news. People were giving him some attention that never have.
D-backs manager Torey Lovello said he's always had an eye for Ildemaro.
I always felt like if he got a break, he could get on a run like this.
But even Vargas will admit this is not what he envisioned.
There was a time where I was playing in an independent league. There was a time where I went unclaimed 5 times on waivers.
Other teams may have wavered, but the D-backs ultimately didn't. Ildemaro's now on his 4th stint with the Snakes, at ease in Arizona.
They've always had patience with me, allowing me to come back and be me. Thanks to all my teammates, this feels like home.
He's always been a favorite of a lot of people inside of this clubhouse, inside of this front office as well.
It was an April showering of hits.
The consistency in which he was coming to the ballpark, the level-headedness in which he was taking every at-bat.
May flowers in the form of National League Player of the Month.
It was something really special for my family and me. It was a dream come true. With how many stars there are in this league, to do it for the first time in my career, it was a dream.
Vargas said he won't let it go to his head. Stay humble, Vargas. Humility that came from hard work.
In my head, I haven't done anything, and I want to keep working.
A hit streak that goes down in D-backs history.
That's why I'm here right now, because I'm a warrior, because I'm positive. I enjoy my career, and the most important thing is I love what I do.
And I love my life. We all know the Coyotes moved away from Utah 2 years ago. The Mammoth just made the playoffs, and that was tough to watch. But just like old times today, Coyotes drama back in the headlines. That's because the Toronto Maple Leafs hired former disgraced Coyotes GM John Chaika to run their hockey operations. The same John Chaika that quit on the Yotes before the COVID bubble, got busted for cheating and suspended by the league. The same John Chaika that unforgivably tried to push Shane Doan out the door. He hasn't even been in the league in 6 years. The move not going well over around the league.
Steve Simmons, Toronto Sun. You talk about the due diligence that you did on John. In the past, say 3 to 4 days, I have been in contact with about 20 people who work in the National Hockey League, many of whom are prominent names that we would all know. And of the 20 people I spoke to, one was supportive of John's hiring, and the other 19 thought it was a sham, to be perfectly honest. Words were used like con artist, liar, salesman. How did you come to a different conclusion that I was able to come to in a very short time?
I must have talked to different people.
That's it? Because I'm thinking the hockey world today is astounded by this announcement.
Okay.
And your response to that?
Is we've conducted due diligence, and it was deep due diligence. It was a thorough process, and I'm quite happy with where we've landed.
Jake, that's like an all-time press conference moment, right?
Yeah, I love that. And there are going to be a lot of people, maybe who aren't diehard hockey fans, who are going to be consuming that clip and say, wow, that reporter was really aggressive. And there's no need for that.
Sure.
That's actually what holding a powerful figure accountable looks like in real time.
Like, hey, we talked to the same people. I know who you talk to. You know who I'm talking about. This is what they said, and they don't agree with you.
And he came with his facts, and when you got facts, it's powerful.
Yeah, John Chaika, we know around here for a while, is a fraud. That's what many people around hockey will say. I think you've seen the reaction. His reputation here in the desert, not great whatsoever. But neither was his hockey reputation. The draft picks, the performance, none of it was great. And I don't know what Toronto is thinking through all this. It's kind of crazy. All right, listen, speaking of hockey, we all know about the local group working together to bring back hockey to the desert, right? It is chaired by Andrea Doan, wife of Coyotes legend Shane Doan, and Maricopa County Board of Supervisors Chair Tom Galvin. But what about Suns owner Matt Ishbia?
Well, the Suns have 10 years left on their arena lease downtown. Could a new arena one day include hockey? Suns owner Matt Ishbia is open to it, but says there are no imminent plans.
I always said this, and I've said it since this is a 4-sport town, and disappointed that we don't have hockey here. I support having hockey here in any way I can. I don't have really control over that right now, but I do like hockey, and I hope Phoenix gets hockey back. But in general, really my focus on the Suns, the Mercury, and obviously making great things happen in the arena and the community.
This past spring, former D-backs outfielder David Peralta, he called it a career after 11 big league seasons. First 8.5 years right here in the desert, right? Peralta, of course, ranks near the top in a bunch of career D-back numbers, right? Including 4th most games played, only behind Gonzo, Goldie, and Marte. Today, I talked to the man they called the Freight Train about his movie-worthy baseball career, his connection to Cinco de Mayo, and the next chapter in his life.
It's busy, man. It's busy. It's harder than I thought it was going to be. I'm working even more right now. I'm doing early work, extra work, post work, pre-work, everything. I got 3 kids and now it's been great, man. It's been great, busy with the family. That's what you're looking for when you're retiring, especially after all the time that you put on to baseball. And this is what I was looking for, and I'm having a great time right now.
When you think back on your career, what comes to mind? 11 years, over 1,200 games, I believe.
It's crazy, man. It's like a movie, like a book. A lot of people tell me, you should write a book and everything. Every single day I look back and just, just to think and appreciate every single thing that I have with me. I'm blessed. There's a lot of ups and downs in baseball, and when you're down, that's the hard part, to get up and move forward. But when you have great people like your family, when you have your family around you, supporting you every time, that makes it a little easy.
It's interesting. We're talking on Cinco de Mayo. You and I have talked about this before, May 5th, 2009.
I don't like it anymore. I used to don't like Cinco de Mayo. I do like Cinco de Mayo.
You do like Cinco de Mayo now?
Now I do. Now I do.
Well, listen, David, I know this is a day where you were cut by the Cardinals, but after that, man, you reinvented yourself. Think about that. Cut by the Cardinals on May 5th, 2009. And then look at what happened after that.
Peralta's career started as a pitcher for the St. Louis Cardinals in 2006, but after numerous injuries and 2 shoulder surgeries, Peralta was released. on May 5th, 2009.
In this game, you can reinvent yourself and you can have a great career. You did it.
Yeah, who would have thought that, huh? Not even if you're trying to do that, it's just meant to be. Small career that I had as a pitcher with the Cardinals helped me a lot to grow as a man, as a kid, you know, because when I signed with the Cardinals, I was very young. I was like just turning 17 years old, and everything was new for me. I mean, I worked hard, really hard and everything, and you know, when I had the two surgery, it was a big impact for me. My parents was the biggest key. When I got released from the Cardinals, the first day my parents told me, like, hey, come back home and we're going to keep trying. We're going to keep doing it.
Your dad was the one who recommended you to be a everyday player, right?
Yes. He told me, like, hey, how about we start hitting, because my shoulder still was bothering me. And I was like, Dad, I don't know. I don't think, like, my shoulder's right. And, I mean, I'm out of baseball. So I said, well, let's try hit. You know, you always hit. You always play in the outfield. You always were a good player. So that's why we started. I'm like, sure, why not?
When you think back on your time with the D-backs, what comes to mind?
Happiness, man. Happiness. Every single day. The D-backs, like, I can thank enough to the D-backs, because first, that's the team, especially Chris Carminucci. Like, he's the guy who was looking at around me and independent ball and gave me the opportunity. He was like sending all the reports to the D-backs and everything. Hey, we need to sign David, and finally they gave me the opportunity, and that's what I was looking for. I was looking for just one chance.
MVP of the game, whoever had a great game that day, he's going to be on the front dancing. So everyone will start learning like how to do the dance, like up and out and everything, and high knee and all this kind of stuff.
Now that I realized that I retired, all you have left in you is just happy, all those happy moments.
This is a little bit like a celebration station. You know, we're only going to touch this when we win.
What you're going to miss about baseball is the clubhouse, your teammates, having fun and everything. You're not going to miss striking out and stuff like that. And I was thinking this way, and I was telling everyone, like, yesterday I was playing the independent ball. Today I'm playing the big league. I don't know where I'm going to be tomorrow, so I'm going to make sure to enjoy my day, give everything I got 100%, because I don't know where I'm going to be tomorrow. So I want to make sure that tomorrow, wherever I'm going to be, I'm going to say, I did everything they got.
I'm watching you today, and I saw JM on your hat, and I know that's for Jacob Medina, the baseball player who recently passed away. I know you got to meet him in spring training. What was that like?
Literally, like, I was thinking to go over there, like, okay, I'm going to hang out with him for like 45 minutes. I spent like 3 hours over there. I know he's in a better place right now, and it's sad, but you know, I was going to keep him in my heart. I need to retouch those because Sophia, she hasn't had the time yet. Like, yeah, she's pretty busy.
Oldest daughter was born on your birthday, correct?
Yes.
And now you have 3 kids.
3.
Congratulations.
Don't say that because it make me feel old, man. No, but yeah, we got 3 beautiful kids, man.
Congratulations, man. What do they think about Dad retiring?
Oh, they love it, man. They love it. And I love it too. Like, they get to spend time with me like 24/7. Papa, daddy, all here and everything. And my older one is playing softball. And I'm her coach. I'm a third base coach.
Let's go. You got the signs down?
Oh, yeah. It's I thought it was going to be easy, but it's a little tough, you know, when you're coach for the 8 years old team, like softball team, they're still learning, and I'm like, we gotta be very patient. But you know, my daughter asking me, I want you to be there, and I can say no to that, you know, because my goal was like, you know what, I'm gonna be outside, sitting on the bench, you know, just watching the game. If I can have, you know, because they're playing on Friday night, can have a little drink, you know, I would have to enjoy it. No, you're gonna be inside. You're gonna be coaching me by that, and I was like, I have to bring the energy. I got to do it.
There we go. Coach Peralta, can you give us one out the door,
man?
You
got to do it, yeah.
You better be good. You know what's going to happen? Your net swing is going to be into the wall, and I'm going to break you, okay? So you better make a hard contact, and then let's hit the ball in the gap, okay?
What a character. What a guy.
He was famous on TikTok before TikTok was famous.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's like early 2000s, mid-2000s TikTok right there. Just a great example of why you shouldn't specialize in hitting or pitching, because when one gets taken away, you can fall back on the other.
Yep. Did you know the month of May is National Tennis Month? Also, did you know maybe the next great American in tennis could be from right here in the Valley? On a clay court in Paradise Valley, Gadden Arun is making a racket. A rising star on the court. Forehand, backhand, with a serve that reaches north of 110 miles per hour.
Yeah, my dream is to go to top D1 college for a scholarship and hopefully take it to the pro level.
One of the best young players in the country started at a young age.
Well, I started playing first when I was like 4 or 5 in my backyard. I played with my sister and my dad. We played in my backyard. We had like a small tennis net that was like red, and we were 4 or 5, and I've been playing ever since.
Now 16 years old, this is a family effort.
Parents always support me to play tennis, and my mom kind of takes care of the school aspect and kind of the outside life, and my dad kind of focuses on my tennis aspect.
Gadden is one of 3 players on Team USA's Davis Junior Cup team. In April, the USA defeating Mexico, the Dominican Republic, and Canada, advancing to the finals in the fall.
It's an honor to represent the flag. I mean, I'm super happy that they picked me to be a part of Davis Cup.
The tournament features the top players 16 and under in the world, and the USA is the reigning back-to-back champs.
The main thing is just to make sure that the job is done. Work hard every single point, every day, every practice, every match, and just put it all out there.
Gadden has a handful of trophies already at home and a full summer of tournaments to warm up. He also accomplishes another life goal, getting his driver's license.
I have a permit. I got it a bit late, so my license is going to come maybe in like a month's time, yeah, hopefully.
That's the next goal, right?
Next goal, yeah.
That'll do it for us. Thank you so much for watching 12 Sports tonight on 12+. Same time, same place next week. I'm Cameron Cox. We'll see you right back here Sunday night for 12 Sports Locker Room and, of course, 12 Sports Tonight. Good night. God bless.